Here are your Court News Ohio top stories in 5 minutes. In a case heard during its off-site court program, the Ohio Supreme Court unanimously ruled that a woman shopping at a Cleveland area grocer did not prove that Giant Eagle was legally responsible for the injury she suffered from a motorized cart accident on its property. In the 2012 incident, an elderly woman was knocked to the ground in a chain reaction collision inside the store after another shopper crashed a motorized vehicle into the victim's shopping cart. The injured woman was awarded $360,000 when the 8th District Court of Appeals upheld her claim that cited Giant Eagle's lack of training of its motorized cart users led to the accident. In the Supreme Court's reversal, Justice Melody Stewart wrote that the victim failed to show that any act or failure to act on the grocery chain's part to train users of the motorized carts caused the crash. Throughout each year, judges juggle more than just caseloads. Even as professionals, they continue to learn.
Public confidence is embedded in the work that we do each and every day.
The biggest such think tank is the annual Ohio Judicial Conference.
Adapting to changes in society has become the hallmark of our judiciary in Ohio. We are innovators. We are problem solvers.
No evolution has been more evident over the past decade than how the state's courts handle drug offenses and those dealing with substance use disorders.
Drugs don't just affect the individual. It is the community that suffers. It's the family that disintegrates.
To help change the cycle of the disease, Chief Justice Maureen O'Connor is supporting Ohio House Bill 1. The legislation expands the use of intervention in lieu of conviction, seeking less prison time for nonviolent drug offenders, and expanding access for those who want to seal their criminal records.
We can make these individuals more productive to society, and then they can get work, and then they can pay taxes, and maybe everybody will be happy.
As the science has advanced in understanding the illness, there have been technological strides in analyzing the justice system. In February, the Ohio Supreme Court unveiled a series of data dashboards with county-by-county statistics of trial courts as a means of promoting transparency and providing local courts with a new way to monitor and improve case management processes.
Why shouldn't we look into the problem-solving nature of technology around us to meet the needs of our judiciary, such as bail reform and access to justice?
Soon, those figures will be even more specified with the unveiling of case statistics for each trial court judge.
It's nice for your constituents and the users of your court, the attorneys, and the general community to be able to go to a site like that and see how you're doing.
The statewide effort is not only a public service, it's a way to uphold the law, as well as the virtues of the legal profession and judiciary.
You deserve to be called your honors. Never forget your own honor. So thank you to all. God bless, and let's all work together.
When magistrates from across Ohio convene in Columbus, they do so to keep up with some of the latest judicial obstacles.
Well, our police radar is more accurate than that GPS radar. And the judge had to decide which to believe.
Along with squabbles over speeding tickets, there's other technological turbulence with limited governmental regulation that lands in the courts. Those topics were just some of the curriculum a record-setting crowd of attendees chewed on at the Ohio Association of Magistrates Fall Conference.
We're all seeing some of the same issues, but we're seeing them in a different context based on where we're from. You know, it's nice to have a group of people that you can talk about that with.
Before the 422 arbiters delved deep into their material, they heard from a member of the state's highest court, Ohio Supreme Court Justice Michael Donnelly.
A lot of people who I consider mentors that I knew as magistrates, as a young attorney, who provided me with a lot of important lessons that I've carried throughout my whole career.
As a trial court judge for 14 years, Justice Donnelly's met a lot of people in the legal profession. As a son of a chief referee, which preceded magistrates, he has a great appreciation for often overlooked judicial officers.
The judicial branch could not function without the excellent men and women who serve in all our divisions as magistrates.
This time last year, Justice Donnelly was hearing similar cases to those in attendance. Now he's part of the state's court of last resort, deciding on cases that impact all Ohioans. He's pairing that with a platform to implement change in the criminal justice system and inspiring his peers to do the same. Not just at conferences, but year-round.
Do we like it? Is it effective? Is it efficient, transparent? And if not, how can we change it? How can we make it better?
And that's a look at Court News Ohio's top stories. Visit courtnewsohio.gov for the latest headlines on Ohio's courts. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter.